lowering machines. Find us in Lusaka at UTH and Charleston. Contact us on the number 0976 161213. That is 0976 161213. Or contact us via our 24/7 hotline on 0975 442107. We also have branches in Monze, Luansha, Chongwe, and Livingstone. Ozeron Funeral Services. Come for affordable and quality services.
Wow, that over there is a very nice Ford. Have you seen it?
Of course. I have been looking at it since we got here. My worry is how people manage such vehicles and where they buy genuine parts from.
I'm sure there's nowhere else apart from Shuma Auto Parts. They are the only supplier of genuine Ford and Mazda parts, which comes straight from the manufacturer. They have everything in stock for both latest and ordinary Mazda and Ford. They also stock service parts such as diesel filters, air con filters, diesel pumps, steering pumps, turbochargers, engine overhaul gaskets, suspension parts, and body parts. If they don't have parts you're looking for, they can order within 5 to 10 working days. To top it up, Shuma Auto Parts also supply Maxxis tires and CST tires.
Really? But where are they found?
They are found on Chandram Sonda Road, Cruiser Auto Workshop in Lusaka. Call on 0979 192057 and 0960747235. Email shumaautoparts@gmail.com. Shuma Auto Parts for all your genuine vehicle parts.
The Happy World of 5FM Radio, your adult contemporary radio station in Zambia, connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening. This is the 5FM main news at 18:30 with Judith Mwape. The headlines. Government maintains 12 February 2024 as the school reopening date. Zambia affirms commitment to 2030 agenda at United Nations Commission. Cholera outbreak kills 14 soldiers in southeast DR Congo. And other news in detail. The government has maintained that schools will reopen on Monday, 12 February 2024. Speaking during a media briefing today, Education Minister Douglas Ssegalima says this decision follows a National Disaster Management and Mitigation Council of Ministers meeting held earlier today. Mr. Ssegalima said government is satisfied with the interventions put in place that are yielding fruits and will continue to do so in the fight against cholera. He said during the prolonged closure of schools, a multi-sectorial task force on cholera led by the Ministry of Health interventions to control the outbreak situation not only in Lusaka but the country. Be assured that the measures put in place to recover lost time are sufficient. Early January 2024, government announced the postponement of reopening of schools from 8th to 29th January 2024, which was later extended to 12 February 2024 due to increase in cholera cases.
Today, the National Disaster Management and Mitigation Council of at a meeting held this morning, Wednesday, 7th February 2024, maintained that the opening date of schools remains Monday, 12 February 2024. May I take this opportunity to assure the parents guardians, and the country at large that the Ministry of Education, through the Directorate of Standards, Assessment and Evaluation, and School Health and Nutrition, has been and will continue to conduct school inspection in all the 10 provinces with focus on Lusaka district, which is the epicenter of cholera.
Ministry of Community Development and Social Services Permanent Secretary Angela Kawandami says reprioritizing social development policies that deliver evidence-based quality services for all is key in the attainment of the 2030 agenda. Ms. Kawandami said this when she delivered the national statement for Zambia during the 62nd session of the Commission for Social Development United Nations headquarters in New York. She said integration of population variables in development planning has been prioritized and that Zambia remained resolute to put in place measures that would accelerate progress on the implementation of the 2030 agenda. And Ms. Kawandami said Zambia remains committed to enhancing allocation of resources to the social sector to build people's resilience against shocks and risks, promote employment, enhance access to quality education and healthcare, among others. The Permanent Secretary added that Zambia was also committed to improving accountability, transparency, and capabilities of the social sector in order to enhance service delivery. The Commission for Social Development 62nd session, which opened on 14th February 2024. It is being held under its priority theme, fostering social development and social justice through social policies to accelerate progress on the implementation of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and to achieve the overarching goal of poverty eradication. This is contained in a statement issued to 5FM News by Namatama Njekwa, First Secretary for Press and Public Relations Permanent Mission of the Republic of Zambia to the United Nations. Ministry of Green Economy and Environment Permanent Secretary Dauti Chibamba says a global collaborative effort is imperative to ensure that early warning systems effectively safeguard every individual on the planet by the year 2027. Speaking when he officially opened the testbed event on Casting and Media Engagement Day at the Zambia Meteorological Department headquarters today, Dr. Chibamba says the accessibility of early warnings for all remains a critical priority. He says in the face of human-induced climate change, which leads to increasingly extreme weather conditions, early warning systems are no longer a luxury but a crucial necessity. He said this in a speech read on his behalf by Zambia Meteorological Department Director Edson Nkonde.
While early warning systems have already helped decrease the number of deaths and mitigate losses resulting from hazardous weather, water, or climate events, significant gaps exist, especially in developing states and least developed countries like ours.
And World Meteorological Organization World Weather Research Program Scientific Officer Helen Semo says the testbed event comes at a crucial time when there has been more severe weather events impacting different parts of the world.
The UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has tasked the World Meteorological Organization to lead efforts to make sure everyone on Earth has access to early warning systems. To respond to this call, the World Meteorological Organization has crafted the early warning initiatives. The goal is to have life-saving early warning systems for everyone by the end of the year 2027.
A civic leader has given President Hakainde Hichilema kudos for directing that government increases councillors' monthly allowances from 3,000 kwacha to 6,000 kwacha with effect from 30th January 2024. Kamwala Ward Councillor Mainda Smata said the directive is a lifesaver. Mr. Smata said the order comes after 2 years of lobbying by some members of parliament to revise the emoluments of councillors had failed following Parliament's shooting down of a progressive bill that sought to address the poverty of councillors. He says the 3,000 kwacha per month was insufficient because councillors in Lusaka and Copperbelt share their allowance with the community.
It will lead to a significant reduction in terms of the resignations from councillors that we have witnessed. As we know, these resignations are not only a cost on the treasury in terms of money, but they are also a cost to the communities which are left without councillors during the period that elections are supposed to take place. So we are sincerely grateful for the head of state for looking into the plight of councillors, because when councillors are better motivated, it means they're able to effectively deliver service at the local level.
Information and Media Permanent Secretary Thabo Kawana has called for concerted efforts between government and civil society organizations in sensitizing the public on the contents of the Access to Information Law. Mr. Kawana said even though his ministry has initiated the process of sensitizing public office bearers on their role in the successful implementation of the law, there is urgent need for the public to appreciate the objectives of the law. Speaking when USAID Open Spaces Project Chief of Party, Telda Mawarire, led a delegation from Internews Network in paying a courtesy call on him at his office today, Mr. Kawana stressed that President Hakainde Hichilema has been clear on the need to run an open and transparent government that is accountable to the people. And USAID Open Spaces Project Chief of Party, Tilda Mawarire, who was accompanied by USAID Civil Society and Media Specialist Charlene Bangwe and Internews Programs Manager Meg Peary, commended the government for the enactment of the ATI law. This is according to a statement issued by Ministry Public and Media Relations Unit. Another story is trending this evening. The Examinations Council of Zambia has suspended indefinitely the examination center status for North Park GCE Examination Center for Central Province due to recurring examination malpractices. The Zambia Airports Corporation Limited has disclosed that it served 2,056,312 general passengers in 2023, which highest number of passengers recorded since its inception in 1989. Up next, the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. In business, keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
The Zambia Consumer Association and Commuters' Rights Association of Zambia have expressed concern over bus drivers' silent protest. In a joint statement, the two associations have expressed concern about bus drivers who they claim want to protest over the adjustment of bus fares, which came into effect last week on grounds that the amount is small, considering that the cost of doing business is extremely high. Aaron Kamuti, the president of the Commuters' Rights Association, notes that this situation is unfortunate and might bring anarchy and disorder in the transport sector. Mr. Kamuti has told 5FM Business News that this has also sent fears and anxiety to consumers who do not feel safe outside the station and will inconvenience most of them as end users.
For the drivers, they would have taken that to their operators to see how they can reduce on the caching. But the issue is about the caching. It's not about what has been given to the passengers or what has been adjusted by the operators on bus fares, because this is totally a different ball game altogether. So that complaint or that decision to move away from Korima Tower bus station and start operating on the streets, that is trying to cause anarchy, and that won't be safe to the passengers. That will be total anarchy, total confusion. Everything will come to a standstill.
That ends the business news.
5 5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
And now on foreign news, at least 14 soldiers have died in the Democratic Republic of Congo, and 500 others have been affected by a cholera outbreak in southeast Haut-Katanga province, the army told local media. General Eddie Kapend, commander of the 22nd Military Region, Mura Military Training Center, confirmed the deaths on Tuesday during a meeting with a delegation from the United Nations Children's Fund UNICEF office in Lubumbashi. Here's a roundup from the BBC.
Security chiefs in Nigeria have been summoned to appear before Parliament in the capital Abuja to answer questions about the growing lawlessness across the country. The relatives of more than 50 people kidnapped last week in the northwestern Katsina state say they fear for their safety. A video of the captives has been circulating on social media. The legislature in the northern Indian state of Uttarakhand has approved a uniform civil code to replace religion-specific civil laws. Uttarakhand is governed by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's party, the Hindu nationalist BJP. The legislation bans polygamy for Muslims, requires civil divorce proceedings, and also aims to regulate live-in relationships. A new report says crypto-related ransom payments nearly doubled to a record $1.1 billion last year. Researchers at the blockchain analytics firm Chainalysis says scammers intensified attacks on government agencies, hospitals and schools. The BBC was among the targets.
And finally, in sports news, the Zambia Under-17 women's national team has left for Dar es Salaam ahead of this Sunday's 2024 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup second round return leg qualifier against the Serengeti Girls of Tanzania. The 20-member squad, coached by Carol Kanyemba, left Kenneth Kaunda International Airport in Lusaka aboard Air Tanzania at 13:15 hours. They will look to add to their 5-0 win registered at home in the first leg courtesy of Captain Blessings Zangose Zulu and a goal each from Salia Mwanza, Namute Chileshe and Ruth Muwowo. Winner over two legs will face either Uganda or Cameroon in the third round. The two teams played out to a 1-1 draw in the first leg match at St. Mary's Stadium, Kitende in Entebbe. And now the weather report brought to you by Classicon.
Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy. Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
Northwestern, Copperbelt, Luapula, Northern, Muchinga and Eastern provinces are mainly cloudy, slightly windy and mild, with isolated rain and thunder. Western, Southern, Lusaka and Central provinces are partly cloudy and warm, with a chance of isolated rain. That ends the weather report.
Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy. Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
And that weather report brings us to the end of the news this evening. But before we go, a recap of the top stories. government maintains 12 February 2024 as the school reopening date. Zambia affirms commitment to 2030 agenda at United Nations Commission. Cholera outbreak kills 14 soldiers in southeast DR Congo. For more news, follow us on Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the Happy World of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. I'm Judith Mobe. Good evening.